Alright, so this month I used 11 palettes, and I'm going to be starting from the lowest ranked to the highest. Now luckily in this month there weren't any palettes that I thought were bad. There were some that were just okay, like they were fine, I enjoyed them well enough, but they didn't knock my socks off like the very top palettes did. So in number 11 is from Jaclyn Cosmetics, and it is the Strawberry Fields palette. This is one of two palettes. I've only tried this one and the Luxe Legacy one from the brand. Here is the palette if you haven't seen it yet. And your options are a little limited, but I really like the mattes. The shimmers, they're okay. This red shimmer actually was pretty good though. I was surprised. The mattes are really good, and it is mostly mattes. So I did enjoy it. I wore it several times this month, but it just, like I said, it didn't knock my socks off as much as some of the other palettes I used this month. And number 10 from ColourPop was the All Amethyst palette. I love purple shadows, you guys, and I love cool tones, so it was no surprise I was going to have to get this palette. But much like the last one, it was just okay. Like, I like the look just fine, and I like that they have like a duochrome in here too. It's really nice. Nothing wrong with it. It is a good palette. I just didn't feel like it knocked my socks off as much as the other ones, and maybe that's because both of these are very, it's a one-trick pony, you know, the color story lends itself to, no matter what you do, the looks all looking pretty similar, and so I think my higher up palettes just had a little more variety too. And number 9, another from ColourPop, the Troublemaker palette. A cool tone lover's dream, honestly. I like this one a lot. I've been wearing this wild pink shimmer a lot at work with a cool tone in the crease. I really, really, really want to try doing a cool tone with these like bright silvers. Haven't done that yet with this palette, but it is really nice. I enjoy this one actually a lot. It was hard to rank it this low, but like I keep saying, there's just other stuff that I think it really is, you know, the indie brands, the multi-chromes, that kind of stuff lately that just knocks my socks off more than some of these other palettes. And number 8 from Nomad Cosmetics is their Fêtes de Provence palette. I still don't know if I'm saying that right. Doing my best. But it is this lovely spring palette. And I'll link videos if I have filmed any of them like this one. I know I have on my channel. If you want to see them more in action instead of me just holding them up for you to see briefly, you want to see more of like the performance aspect of them. But this one was probably the nicest Nomad palette I have tried of the Nomad palettes I have lately. And the yellow shimmer especially was really nice. I like this one a lot. I wore it around Easter time. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. Their mattes are a little satiny for my taste, I have always found, formula-wise. But this one's really nice. The others just, man, they were really good this month. And number 7 is what I'm wearing on my eyes now. This is from Lethal Cosmetics, and is the Theresa is Lethal palette. This is the first time I've used this palette, and I was nervous. I've told you guys before, I think this is one that was in my pile of shame that I was like, I'm nervous I didn't enjoy the first one that much color story-wise. Well, I'm here to report, at least after one use, I like this one much better already. I used Pew Pew, Area 52, and Space Duster, and Space Trash on the lids, and I'll put it up here so you can see the names a little bit better. And then my liner is actually Shadow as well from this palette. It is Plutonian, this kind of deeper purple shade. So I really liked the look I got. I did use a glitter primer, which I feel like made a big difference in the shimmers and how they looked on the eye. Oh, and I also dabbed a little bit of TV Dinner, the Super Silver, just all over the lid too. I forgot I used that shade. So much happier with this one, happy to report, than the first collab. And yeah, I'm really excited to use this one again, but it still didn't spark my interest as much as the ones that I ranked above this. In number 6 from Huda Beauty, the Rose Quartz Palette. I pulled this one out again a couple times this month when I had some special occasions that I just needed something that looked neutral and glam and nice, and Huda Beauty mattes are some of the creamiest matte formulas that I've ever used. I love it so much. I really feel like they truly just about blend themselves. You don't have to put in any effort at all. The shimmers are really nice too. I just don't always reach for neutrals. Sometimes I want to be a little more creative, so it didn't get ranked any higher, but a lovely, lovely quality palette. If you were looking for something that's neutral and high quality, this one could be for you. And now we're to our top 5, y'all. Okay, in 5th place, from Blend Bunny, the All Done Up palette. Boy, I heard she had redone her shimmers between the Surge palette and this one, but when I used this palette is when I really could tell that. Oh my goodness, the sparkles. It's not pressed glitter, but it is so sparkly, and I love just like the slightly off tones of these mattes. How the undertones are just very unique in this one. I've used Wink, this pink shimmer, quite a lot. And this one, it's subtle enough, I feel like, for everyday, but it's just got a twist and it's interesting. I know a lot of people said that about the Nearly Natural from Glaminatrix. I don't think that one is nearly as good as this one from Blend Bunny. I think this is much more unique than that one is, and I like the shimmers better on this one. This one is truly, like right now, one of my favorite neutral palettes. In number 4, I think you can still get this, but it's going pretty quickly. The Amunet New. I just did a palette, like tutorial, whatever you want to call it, a look with this one, because they are discontinuing it. So like I said, I think you can get it, but if you want it, you better hurry pretty quick because they're not going to restock it. I have mine in the dark version. They have a dark and a light. Here it is. This has a couple different shimmer formulas. This like flaky one that these have, if you look at the texture closely, you can see the difference in the shimmers. That's my favorite shimmer formula. They do have like a different, like this one is a little bit smoother, and it still looks pretty. It's shifty, but my favorite is that kind of textured flaky formula. And this one is just like a really nice different color story too. You can go more like bronzy or neutral. You can go green. They've got purple, blue in here. So I just like the amount of options, and it's a little more, in my opinion, cool tone. So this one's really cool. I love the metallic looking like leather packaging is really, really nice. And it was hard when I got down to the last like 4 of these to rank them. It was hard. If you ask me again tomorrow, they might be slightly different, but this is how I felt today about the tops. In number 3, I think this one's gone. I know they were discontinuing this one too, so I'm sorry if it's gone. From You Beauty, the Glaminatrix Cosmetics, the You Beauty palette. This is the first palette I ever tried from this brand, and it's what made me fall in love with them. Such a fun color story. You can go more lavender, more blue, a pop of yellow. You can even do something more neutral, and the multi-chromes are to die for. Flaming Gala and Good Day down here, you will not be able to see on film the justice for these shades, but they are phenomenal, spectacular, some of the best in my collection. I can't say enough good things about that one. If it's available, I'd recommend it, but I'm sorry, I don't know if it is or not. This one is just, I fell in love with the brand over this one, so it's got a closeness to my heart for that reason. In number 2 is from Daniela Myricks, the Lightworks Volume 4 palette. I haven't delved into this one as much as I would like to, but I can already tell you I understand why in one of Tati's recent videos she called this palette the Rolls Royce of multi-chromes. Oh my goodness, this is like on the level of Cleona quality, in my opinion, of multi-chromes, where it's like the top, the best of the best. I haven't done the water activated liner situations, these like kind of jewel looking weird embossing ones on the end. Those are water activated. And I don't know about these pressed flakies. I've tried them a few times and I don't know if it's meant for me. I can't seem to make them look the way I want, but the rest of them are glorious, beautiful, so jewel toned. They're really, really nice. Now, the con is this is super expensive. Super expensive. I got mine 20% off during the Sephora sale. Not this past one, but a couple sales ago. So do yourself a favor if you are going to do it and get it when it's on sale. But it's so pretty. I don't have any regrets about buying it. I really don't. And finally, at the top, my number 1 palette for April. I think this is the same palette that got number 1 for March, if I'm remembering correctly. It is still reigned supreme. It is from Ensley Cosmetics, and that is the Midwinter Dream palette. This is their collab palette they did with Brittany Huffman. Also pretty darn expensive, frankly, but I understand why when I see the quality of the shimmers. It's got that texture like what I love from Adept Cosmetics that I was telling you about. You can probably see the texture in some of the shadows there. And there are a lot of shimmers that are dual and multi-chromes, which of course is why probably the price is so much. And it does have a lot of shades in the palette. It's not a small palette. We're talking 21 shades here, people, and like I said, almost 2 full rows of those are special shadows, special shades. So, and I've really liked the buildable matte formula. I have used it again as blush as well. Just all around, this has been my favorite. I really like the color story. Maybe as we get into summer, I will drift away from this some, but I feel like winter and even there's some spring things to be done here, a little on the pastel side. Oh, it just look, even the camera picks up like all of the shininess of it. Oh, I'm in love with this one. It's number 1. And that's how I feel. So let me know, guys, what was your favorite palette this month? Are you surprised at anything in my ranking? Is there anything you want to see me use coming up? Let me know. I would be happy to film it for you. And of course, thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end of the video. I appreciate you so much. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye!